There is so much excitement this summer here in the city of Littleton. We have developers calling us asking about redevelopment of existing properties, of vacant properties. We have contractors doing more remodels on existing single-family and multifamily units than we've had in years. We have developers and contractors looking at vacant sites and wanting to do new development here in the city of Littleton. It's been an incredible year to date, and we expect this to continue through the fall and into the spring and summer of next year. I'm standing here in the parking lot of Hampton Inn, and directly behind me we have the project we term Littleton Commons. It's going to be about 350 residential units on the east side of the property and commercial on the west side of the property. We expect it to be a car dealership, and we're hopeful that we would see a hotel at some point in the future to complement the Hampton Inn. One of the most exciting projects that we have going on right now is Breckenridge Brewery coming to Littleton. Breckenridge is currently located in Denver, and they do their brewing there, and they've got a small restaurant there that does barbecue. And they're moving their full industrial capacity onto Santa Fe. We're going to see a new signal there going into Reynolds Landing. And what you're seeing right now, if you drive along Santa Fe, is you're seeing the framework for the industrial part of the facility. That's going to be toward the front and toward Santa Fe. And then behind that, adjacent to the river in South Platte Park, you're going to see a beer garden, a restaurant. Occasionally there will be some music out there, but really just an incredible place to spend an afternoon. They're going to do tours of the beer facility and really explain how they make the beer. We expect they're actually going to grow some hops in the front, right adjacent to Santa Fe, which will be interesting so people can see exactly what hops look like. You'll be able to smell the hops and enjoy it. It's really a capstone project for Littleton. It's really setting the stage for what we're seeing throughout the city, which is a bunch of microbrewery companies starting to open up around town. And we think Breckenridge Brewery really was the catalyst for that to occur. And there's not really that dynamic component to the South Metro area that Denver or Fort Collins has. So we're excited to be that brew central here in the city of Littleton. Another exciting project in Littleton is what is termed Littleton Village, which is commonly known as Marathon. Recently, the developer got final approval for their subdivision plan from the City Council. The next step for that will be their subdividing of that property and then selling off those various lots to specific developers who will build the single-family, multifamily units as well as the commercial development. It's approved for up to 950 homes and 250,000 square feet of commercial space. Right now, we don't expect the 950 units to be built. We're probably looking at more at the 500 to 700 level of units. We've talked to some developers, and they hope to have those model homes and some for sale units ready by late spring, early summer 2015. So that's going to be incredibly exciting. We've also met with a developer who wants to build the 250,000 square feet of commercial. Don't know what that's going to look like or what types of tenants will be in there, but very exciting, and will be a drastic change to the Broadway and Dry Creek corridor. As part of what the public can expect to see related to that project as well is improvements on Broadway and a rebuild of Dry Creek between Mineral and Broadway, where Mineral hits Dry Creek on the east side. So a lot of public improvements coming as part of that project as well. So we're very excited about that. If you haven't seen it, they're already starting to move dirt out there, and expect to see a lot of movement over these next several months. Another project, which is actually further along than the other projects I've spoke to you about, is Meadows at Platte Valley, which is located at Mineral and Platte Canyon. That project is 285 apartment units, and that one has been in process for several months. And if you haven't been by, they're starting to dig the foundations, and you're going to see a lot of the utilities going in, and it shouldn't be long before you see some vertical construction. There is a little bit of commercial property as part of that project. I believe it's about 10,000 square feet, basically 3 pads along the Mineral side of that project. There'll be a cleaned up entrance, if you will, on the Platte Canyon side as you're going northbound into that project there. But I think it will really fit in nicely with the pinnacles at Mountain Gate, which is right there. And then a little further east from there, there's a project that is high-end lock and leave homes that are currently in process for being built as well. So we're seeing a lot of residential happening on this southern part of town. It's been a big change over the last many years. we have a group called the Littleton Invest for Tomorrow, LIFT, which is the council's urban renewal authority. And that group has been out gathering information about properties along Broadway, Littleton Boulevard, and Santa Fe to look at redevelopment opportunities. There's a lot of misconceptions about what urban renewal is, the purpose of it, how it's used, what happens. Typically, the story is that urban renewal is about big government coming in and taking people's residential homes away from them and turning them into light rail, transit-oriented development, or whatever that case is. In Littleton, that really is not the case at all. At the root of it, urban renewal is a financing mechanism. You will have project areas where the private sector is not able to, for whatever reason, make anything happen on that site. That could be a vacant site, it can be an old mall that's been run down and dilapidated, but for some reason, the market just isn't able to bear the redevelopment of that site. And that's where government can come in and develop a public-private partnership and assist that in that development in the creation of the public improvements around it. So in Littleton, we do not expect to see any condemnation occur. In fact, we would expect that the City Council will require that any contemplation of condemnation will have to come to the City Council. What we're doing right now is what we call a condition survey, and that's going out and it's really looking at the public aspect of the current built environment. How is the drainage? How are the streets? Are the streets under capacity? Do they need to be rebuilt? What level of crime is occurring in that area? And so that information will come to the council, and then there will be a determination about when and if we want to use any type of tax increment financing, which again is the primary use of an urban renewal, to assist that project to move forward. For example, we've got two prime areas that we'll be looking at. The first is the Answer property in Mineral in Santa Fe. It's essentially known as the seed farm that's there. And then the other is Dish Network, where the call center currently is. Those are two projects that I would expect to see happen sooner than later. I think they're a high priority for the council to see redevelopment of the Dish Network site as well as new development of the Answer property. Both of those have substantial public improvements necessary and would be a key contributor to a project under tax increment financing, which has really taken the differential of the existing tax base and what the new tax base will be and taking that difference and putting it toward those public improvements. Answer, for example, is very much in the floodplain. It's going to need streets, it's going to need drainage and utilities, new signals, etc. So it's a great project. And both of those only have one property owner. Both of those property owners, we believe, would be interested in working with the city. So great opportunity for public-private development, with the end results being fantastic improvements to the city of Littleton. So we're excited. So you realize I jumped right over the downtown when I was talking about urban renewal, but it's not that we're ignoring the downtown, it's that we have an incredibly exciting project that's been occurring specifically around the downtown, and that's our new wayfinding program. So we hired C&B consultants to come and assist us in the development of a wayfinding program, which is really a signage program to help people understand you've entered a unique place, which is our downtown. Not every community has a downtown, and ours is exceptional within those communities that do. And so you're going to see a new signage program developed and implemented. It may take us a couple years to do it, but we hope to do some short-term projects this year. We're going to be asking the City Council for money for a substantial amount of it in 2015. And if all goes well, the project could be done in 15. If not, we'll push it out to 16. But it'll be a great improvement to the downtown, assist in the creation of that sense of place so that people really understand they have walked into our historic downtown. It's an incredibly exciting time to be here in the city of Littleton. We have more activity than we have had in years. We have an incredible rich history that we value and we cherish, and you see that in things like our historic museum, our historic downtown. But we also have new activity occurring. We have new people moving to the community, families and our friends. We have new businesses coming to the community, and we get to be part of merging the old with the new, with creating a new sense of place for what Littleton is and where we're going in the future. And those that have made this their home for the last 30, 40, 50 years, and those that moved here or are moving here this very day, we enjoy working with all of you, and it's an exciting time. So we encourage you to reach out, talk to us, participate in your community, get to know your neighbors, get to know us. We are your neighbors, and so just an incredible time, and I'm so proud to be part of it. I encourage you to call me, call any staffer, call your city council, but get involved and let us know what you want Littleton to be, because we are here in service of you. Thank you.